live?
We're live.
Hey everybody.
I think our heads are chopped off though. You might have to sit down to get in the video. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday.
Teganique is here. I'm waiting for this thing to like make some noise.
You gotta talk louder. Nobody's gonna hear you.
Yeah,
Okay. Let me switch accounts so I can get on Debbie's design diary.
I'll give you the disclaimer. We go live every Monday at 2 PST, making things that you can repurpose for your home with affordable, fun ideas. And I also post the edited videos. So if you're here for the edited video, those videos come out every week most of the time. I was hoping to get it out this weekend. It's right over there. And I still have some editing to do on it. We got a little sidetracked because something exciting has happened this weekend.
I thought maybe you didn't cover it.
No, I covered it.
Oh, I'm like, she's just revealing it.
Yeah, we have some exciting possible news, and that kind of derailed me from the day of editing that I was planning to do. But I am hoping to get this up tomorrow before Wednesday's video. And if it doesn't go up tomorrow, then I'll have to go up on Thursday because you can't post 2 videos in one day or YouTube will kill it in the algorithm. But, so, if you are here for the edited video, that video is coming. But we like to go live to connect with you, to answer your questions, and to, like, as if you're in the room with us. It's really fun. So if you don't like that, don't tell me. Just wait for the edited video. And we also say hello to everyone in the first couple of minutes. So if you don't like that and you're watching on the replay, you can fast forward about 5 minutes and we get to the project. And we have a fun project today. Danielle, are you excited?
Yes.
Okay, let's say hey to the peeps. There's a lot of people on already. Teganique, Sherry Frost from North Carolina, IDIY, Sandra H. from South Texas, Maggie Fletcher, Electique by Terry Lou, Jamie Dixon, Sonia Sutton, Barbara Julio, Yumiko. Hello, fellow shipwrecks, she says.
Hello, fellow shipwrecks.
Vintage Sin, Shabalot, Teganique, Jan Parsons, Sandra, JC, Lizzie, she's from San Diego.
Hi, Lizzie.
How do you say her last name? Cuevas? Lizzie Cuevas? Lizzie, have you been to our store before? Not lately because it's closed, but maybe. Lisa Leanne Bullock McWhorter. Wow.
Yes, she says.
Awesome. Velvet Lane, I like that name. Vintage Magnolia, Daisy Oliveris, Sue H, Marie I, JD. Oh man, you try and say that last name.
Which one?
JD Van Landingham.
JD Van
Landingham from Northampton, Massachusetts. Ruth Hooper, Nancy Guerrero, Sandy Ozitel, Lizzie, Hannah Keller, Judy Hogan. She said yes, but then she said no.
So I think what she meant was, yes, I've been here before. No, I haven't been to your store.
Okay, Jackie Mahoney, Tanya Aria, Tim Probasco, like Tabasco, but with a P. Nancy Modell, Rochelle Washington, Marilyn Thornton, Rainbow 505, D. Huff, Shabalot. Okay. Okay, I think we said hey to everybody. So we are working on mirrors. I saw this mirror if you go back and watch one of our Kobe's swap meet videos, it's actually not the Kobe swap meet, it's when Danielle and I went to all the thrift stores. We went into this consignment store, my favorite consignment store, and they had this big, huge mirror, floor to ceiling. And it was a plain square frame like this, but then they had created an inner frame that was all this scrolly carved wood. And I remember, like, note to self, I could do that with DIY, with clay molds and IOD, and create like an inner border, and it looked really cool, but I didn't have a square mirror at the time. So then we went to Kobe's, and in the upcoming video that you're gonna see on Wednesday, we found these 2 mirrors, and this was the price for each of them.
$5 each.
They're heavy and old. This one is beveled. It's super heavy, so I don't know that
this one is heavy.
Like, shipping's gonna be expensive if we sell these online.
Yeah, they are heavy, but
this one has
quality.
like all the like oldness to the mirror, the like, you know, the uneven finish because it's been around for a billion years. But we're
Wow,
gonna
they
take
can, they can see the reflection.
So we're gonna take the clay molds and we're gonna, I suggest laying them out, and then once we get it how we want it, then lift each one up and glue it down so that we're kind of playing with it. That's how I like to do it.
Okay.
So
let's see.
let's get all the molds. We have a lot of paper clay here. We're using the creative paper clay that we also have back in stock on the website. We have this kind of clay and we have the IOD clay. It's back in. I prefer the IOD clay, but this is like the next best runner-up. I always have this in case IOD runs out, which they do a lot. But this one is pretty good. Like I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, IOD is a 10, and this is like a 9.1. So Danielle, why don't you get them all out? Because we don't want to just use.
Well, are there more than 2?
Well, yeah, there's like 15.
Oh, you mean of different shapes? I
Yeah,
thought you
because we
just
want them
wanted.
to be. No, we want the curved ones. Like this would not. Like the whole point is to make this square mirror have some
Okay,
movement.
see, I don't have your vision
I
yet.
drew
like
her
this?
a little diagram before we start. Well, maybe that one. But not
They're
really.
not butterflies, right? Like
I mean,
these,
it could
maybe?
be. I think this and this definitely. And those are old. We don't want to use those.
Okay.
Maybe some butterflies, but more I was thinking. Birds. Birds could be good. I was thinking this one a lot because we wanted to have a scrolly kind of in and out feeling. And what do you know? We happen to have 2 of these.
Of the same one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So.
And
Yes.
what do you know?
I know.
Do you have your cornstarch?
I do.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So, Mary, I never get tired of being home, but I traveled the U.S. from work from 2004 to 2019, so maybe that's why. Great to see you both. Transfers would also look great on the mirror. Yes, they would, but I really want to try and mimic this thing that I saw, so.
Maybe we could do transfers at later if we
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah. So how's it going? Last time we spoke to you, you had just been notified that you could not cut hair anymore.
Well, we could not work indoors, so we've applied for an outdoor permit and we're waiting to get approval. But it looks like we might be able to do that. So I won't be able to work as full as I am used to. But again, I'm just grateful. I just want to work.
Did you take us off Wi-Fi?
Yeah. So right now I am still, I'm not working and I'm just waiting for everything to get approved, and then we'll have to kind of set up a new gig outside for the stylist, for all of us to work around each other, and we'll just see how that goes. But I just want to work, and I just want to work as much as I can.
This is a new brush we have on the website, you guys. It's a 1.5 inch flat brush. Stoked about it.
So in the meantime, I've just been able to get a lot done at home again and help Debbie and have my dad over and see him and cook dinners and
He's here
be
right
with,
now.
be with family.
He's working in the garden. So what did we do this weekend?
Here, hand me the clay. Yeah, we spent a lot of time with family. We did work, and then yesterday was Sunday, and we all just had a day of rest. It was beautiful.
So nice.
We laid out in the sun. We ate. We watched a movie.
We watched a crazy movie with really bad acting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Levi's here. So what did we do on Saturday?
Well, I don't know how much you want to talk about, so my lips are sealed.
You're not going to say anything?
Yeah, I don't want to say the wrong thing.
And you don't want me to say the wrong thing. That's the real thing.
I just, you know what, I'll just go along and nod. That's how I stay in the safe zone. I just nod.
But you have a lot to say when the camera is off.
Yeah, I do. I have a lot to say when the camera's off.
So, we looked at a new space, a potential space for the store.
And just keep in mind that the potential landlord could be watching.
Yeah, he could be watching. That's a good point.
Yeah. So.
And it's been quite a journey looking for spaces. Like the very first space I looked at, I loved. And I got the runaround with that space. And I was told that it was rented to somebody else, but the for rent signs are still in the window. And I don't know if they, like, this was right before COVID happened. And so someone came along and outbid me, a much bigger business, because it's a prime space in Encinitas, like probably the most prime space in Encinitas. And then COVID, and then they backed out, I assume. So after that, I reached out again, and then I was told that somebody else was bidding on it and bidding higher than me. And then a space right across the street became available, which I really liked, and someone outbid me on that. And it's just been like very baffling to me, like that people are outbidding each other during this worldwide crisis. Are you listening to me?
Yeah, I'm listening. I was trying to get the chats back going because it looked like something happened, but no, everybody's still with us.
Okay, so space number 1 still has the for rent signs up on it, and I really like it, but it's expensive. And I was told by I have a couple secret sources, that I should go back and ask again about that space, because they heard that the person who was trying to get it fell through. And so I'm going to do that today. And the space across the street from that person is in process of moving in. That was a whole nother story that was kind of discouraging. But anyway, in the meantime, my niece called me and I saw a new place open up for rent. And Danielle and I, after we went to Kobe Swap Meet, we were having lunch right down, a few doors down from this place. So we just walked over there and we looked in the windows. And we called and we looked at it. And it ends up being way better than I thought from the outside. It's got a lot of possibilities. It's got...
Especially with your talent.
Yeah, like I've always wanted a place where I can host boot camps, like video boot camps, and have regular classes. And there's this huge event space and an outdoor courtyard and high ceilings, lots of light, wood floors, enough space to do our shipping and have our store, and most importantly have regular events all the time. But then there's the big elephant in the room called the virus, and it's like, can you have big events anymore? But it's got big roll-up doors for putting furniture in and out, and this property owner likes me and is like actually not concerned with, you know, who is the highest bidder. And so I'm just like, I could probably get this space if that's what I want, but it's just a matter of, do I want it? So, oh, Cobweb needs prayer. What is it? We will be praying for you, Cobweb, definitely. So anyway, it does seem pretty ideal. Like the other spaces, my main concern is they're down. This is still in the downtown area of Encinitas, but the other spaces were in the heart of it, and parking is really difficult.
And loading and unloading.
Yeah, and I really want to, like the whole time I've had my business, I'm all about furniture painting and furniture paint, and we have been very limited in the amount and the sizes of furniture that we can sell because my store is so small. And with all the other spaces, it would still be very hard to maneuver furniture going in and out for customers and in and out of the store. So this space is like ideal for that. There's like 2 big, beautiful glass roll-up doors where we could bring things in and out very easily, and good parking. So if this happens, it's probably going to happen fairly fast, but I just have a lot of considering and praying, and of course some negotiating to do. So we'll see. Shabalot says she's got good vibes on this new space. If we do have it, the first thing I want to do is have like a video camp there and have people come, because there's a whole area for filming and making stuff, and I've always wanted to have a video camp where people come and I can walk you through the video making process step by step, and you know, walk you through the editing process, and you could actually make a video on site and we could help you troubleshoot with it. And paint furniture and have like all kinds of fun stuff.
We just have to hope that COVID goes away.
Yeah.
Let's see, where's the top? There's
So,
the top.
but it's so, like the event space is so big that we could have like probably 12 to 15 people in the event space and have them be like 15 feet apart. Like we could still have events, and we could have, you know, we could have enough room for people to just stay far away from each other.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. And then there's a whole outdoor area, like people could really spread out. Like we probably could have like 20 people very, very far spread out.
Yeah.
And then if we,
So-
you know, if it ever got back to normal, we could have way more than that. But
So,
Lolly, yeah. Smooth Talker is on the DIY A Go-Go website. It's not on Debi's Design Diary or DIY A Go. It's not on DIY A Go-Go yet. It's on the DIYpaint.co site. Any brushes and things like that or paint on DIY A Go-Go, we only have for local pickup anyway. There's a whole bunch of reasons why, but the main reason is we don't want to ship paint. Brushes are easy to ship, but any DIY paint product, we have very strict rules about not offering discounts or specials, and because we offer the $98 free shipping, we don't put any products like that on DIY A Go-Go to ship, because that violates the rules, and then it could cause other retailers to lose an order because someone would want free shipping. So that's a rule that I abide by, and I ask all the retailers to abide by it, and that's why you don't see it on there.
it's a good rule. It protects the retailers.
Vintage Sin says, can't wait to see how these mirrors come out. Please finish today. No pressure, Cindy. We're trying. In other words, quit talking and get to work.
Well, I'm working fast. I've been quiet. I'm working fast.
Yeah.
The weather's been gorgeous. I'm not dressed up today because I went for an early morning beach walk. And I saw a friend of mine that I haven't seen in about 6 years. And it was a wonderful time of catching up.
Oh, I didn't know you went for a beach walk this morning.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I went. Do you remember my friend Tamara?
Tamara?
Well, yeah, but she goes by Tamara now.
Oh.
I used to always call her Tamara, but she kind of changed it when she moved to Boston.
Oh.
So she's in town, and I saw her, and that was really, really wonderful.
Is her daughter with her?
No, she stayed back, but she just wanted to get out of Dodge for a little while.
Nice.
So,
yeah, you were just talking about her the other day. How, you know, we were sitting right by the spot where you and her would go with your kids.
I know,
to the
I
beach.
told her that. Yeah. I'm like, I was just here talking about you. Okay, let's see here.
Now I have lines that I can follow, but you might want to like chalk out your lines.
Well, I'm gonna lay it all out
Okay.
and then make it.
So can you guys see what I'm doing? Maybe we should try and crank this down a little. And we're not gluing it because I want to get it all laid out and then decide. That's what I like to do a lot.
So yeah, the weather was just perfect. It wasn't quite, you know, the clouds. See the marine layer that's still out there? It's like, what?
Cindy says, I love to hear you talking. Please don't stop. Just keep going if it takes 2 hours. I wish I could go for 2 hours. I would. Like this new dresser that I'm working on that I showed you guys a sneak peek of, every once in a while, my favorite kind of projects are the ones where I just take my time and I put all kinds of detail into it. And I felt like I hadn't done that in a while. So I looked this dresser that Khalif gave me that I'm going to give away. I looked at it and I had this idea inspired by Terry's Tweaked Antiques. She's part of our Facebook group, and I saw her dressers. I actually saw 2 of her dressers that I was so inspired by, and I'm like, I want to do that. I want to take my time. I want to put all kinds of crazy detail into it, and I'm going to do it, and I'm not going to stop until it's just totally 100%. And I did that, and it made me so freaking happy, and it looks so good. And then this morning I was looking at it and I'm like, oh, I could have done this one more thing to it. And I was tempted to do it, but I already filmed it. I already took the pictures. I'm like, nope, that's it. I'll do it on the next dresser. But those are my, like, that's my favorite, is to just spend time and finesse and tweak and experiment. And I love that.
It's so funny because you always end up loving the projects that you either have to sell or give away.
I know.
But the ones that you want to keep, you don't end up liking as well.
I know, isn't that weird? Anyway, someone's asking how we're going to paint the molds, if we're going to glue the molds down. You need to glue the molds down so that they dry flat. And I will probably just do as much as I can to tape off the area. But because DIY paint is water activated, if we get, I'll use a small brush, and then if we get paint on the mirror, you can take a Q-tip and wipe that paint off. It's going to be a little painstaking, but that's the joy of doing some of this stuff. So the other option, I guess, would be to tape them down without gluing them and let them dry flat, like put a bunch of painter's tape on it, just let it dry flat, and then after they're completely dry, then we could lift them up one at a time, paint them, and put them back down, and then glue them. That would be an option. Maybe that would save time in trying to get them there with a tiny brush. But you do need to.
So if you don't tape them, then
they curl up.
They curl up.
They curl up, and then you don't get a nice flat finish.
Okay.
So. Why not paint before you put in the mirror? Because it's hard to paint when they're wet and you can't really distress them. You want them to dry hard, so that the best part about all this detail in the mold is, like, you paint them and then you put that decrepit dust and you sprinkle it all over it, and then you wax it and you get it way down into the nooks and crannies, and then all the details pop. But if you do that while it's still wet, the clay will just smush up. So you want them dry, so that you don't compromise the design. And people are talking about Cindy's head that she took from you, Danielle.
Oh, how's that
Cindy,
going?
how's the update? Yeah, speaking of doing molds quick, how's the head? She's saying she wants this done in 2 hours, but she's got that head for maybe a week. Just saying, Cindy. Danny Lines is on here, and she hasn't been on for a while. I hope you're doing well.
So Cindy says, is there anybody in San Diego County that wants to head next? I will drop off. I would hate to have it shipped because I feel like the molds would get messed up.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Or maybe somebody who lives like, because I do kind of want it to travel a little bit. So like maybe someone who lives in Orange County or LA or Temecula could come get it from the store. Like Cindy could bring it back to the store, then it could go to the next person and they could pass it off, and it slowly like bumps around.
Yeah.
But then, whatever. Doesn't have to do like that. I forgot to put the cornstarch in this one.
I know, they're really hard to get out if you don't.
Well, especially this mold, because these are very curvy.
Yeah.
These are the mermaids. So I'm going to take this out and start over. That's the beauty of the clay, is that it doesn't dry fast, so you can just do it again. Cobweb, I am using the Creative Clay. It's this brand, but we have both. We have the IOD clay back in stock. The IOD clay is easier to work with for sure, especially when you're using detailed molds. But this clay is not bad. Like, it's the second best, and we have it in stock because IOD ran out of their clay because everyone loves it and they sell out of it. We just got a ton of it in, so if I had the IOD clay right now, I would be using that.
This is not the IOD?
No.
Oh. I was gonna say, it definitely doesn't feel the same. But
Oh, Danny Lines has someone to nominate for the next dresser.
oh yeah?
Awesome. Yeah, the other dresser is on its way to Kenya. Not Kenya, Africa, but Kenya in Ohio. You guys picked her. We narrowed it down, or actually the admins of the Creative Relief Group narrowed it down to 3 people, and then we took a vote and Kenya won. And so it went on the truck, I think a week ago. I don't know.
Kenya, the shoemaker?
Yep, Kenya Dudley. So I haven't even emailed her yet to let her know that it's coming.
She's gotta know.
She might know. I figured she might know. But,
Wouldn't that be fun if she didn't know and all of a sudden the dresser showed up?
well, she strikes me as being busy. I know she has like a job, and I don't know how often she watches, but it could be a surprise. I will definitely email her at some point, but I was hoping, well, maybe it could be a surprise.
Wow, it's 104 in Texas.
Feels like 104 in here. I am sweating. I'm gonna open the windows. So I took some video of this new space, and I was thinking of posting the video inside the Creative Relief group so you guys could let me know what you think. Think I should do that?
It's hard to it's hard to see it without Debbie's vision, you know. Debbie's vision really takes it.
The most important thing to me is lots of light, good wood floors, tall ceilings, and like a spacious feeling to it. And then from the outside, like it has to be, it's on a super busy corner, and I want to do like a floral mural on the outside. Like if you've ever seen some of the Johnny Waz stores, they have this beautiful like watercolor floral mural on the outside of their building, and I have like an idea that's not an exact copy but a little bit similar. So I've been creating Pinterest boards of the exterior of the store because it's on a prime corner, and I feel like that would be like key to getting people in the store. So right now the store is just white, kind of white beadboard, and it's very tall, and it's a corner space, but it's very, very plain looking right now. So it would need some kind of eye-catching ability. What are these people saying? Yes, please, Debbie, we could start a commercial, post the video.
Post the video of the
Oh.
space.
I think Debbie needs to open a store on the East Coast. Oh, you guys. You have no idea how it is to have a store. It's like having 25 children. I am like, that's the other thing, is I'm like losing sleep over the fact that I would have a second location that's only like 3 miles from my first location. I'm like, am I crazy? Do I really want to do this? Especially now with the way things are, and like, how are they going to be in the future? I feel like I'm taking like a big, big step of faith just doing this.
Yeah, you might be.
Yeah. I might be, but I also feel like do it or don't, you know? It's like when you're in your 50s, it's, you know, I've worked so hard to get to this point in my life. You know, I've had these dreams since I was in my 20s, like since I was a little girl, like when you were talking about how we got that fake grocery store when we were like 4 years old.
Yeah.
Like I've always known that I wanted a store, and I've had this dream for my entire life, and it's been a struggle most of the time, and now I'm at a place where I could actually have a big store and have the money to do what I want and make it the way I want and hire good employees. And by the way, if we get this, we'll need to be hiring a few more people. So if you know hardworking people, we're going to be hiring soon. But I cannot stress enough, like a lot of times I interview people and they think that it's a bunch of dancing around and you get to paint furniture all day, and they come to like a very big disappointment when they find out that it's like one of the hardest jobs probably ever. Because you don't get to have a successful business unless you work really hard, and there is always like so much work to do, and it's not a lot of dancing or painting furniture. It's a lot of pulling weeds, shipping boxes, moving furniture around, giving excellent customer service, setting up displays, taking things down. Like it's a very hard
control.
Yeah, it's a very hard job. You know, and then there's the fun parts in between, but a lot of people that I've interviewed in the past think, oh yes, this would be the dream job, and it's like, if you like to work hard, it is.
Yeah.
Like Melissa and
Not all
Stephanie,
glamorous.
they work hard. And I don't ask anyone to do anything that I don't do. Like, I have always worked super hard. So, anyway. The comments like freeze. Yeah. Yeah, it would fill a lot of needs, Penny. Well, work is fun to me, Sandra. I love hard work. Like, I live for it. And Danielle is always, like, everyone has different styles of working. Like, my sister, she's a very hard worker. But she likes to have her work days and then her days off. And she likes to have her margins. And she works really hard on her work
Well,
days.
my margins are for my family and my kids.
Yeah, and I don't have kids, so I'm not knocking anybody who has a different style of working. But for me, like, I just work pretty much continually, and I like it that way. And I have a hard time stopping and not working, because it's like, okay, today's my day off. What do I want to do for fun? And my idea of fun is working. So I have to like force myself to stop and like sit on the beach. And I do that. Like Sunday was really, really nice. We just sat in the sun and you know, talked and hung out, and it was really nice. And I do feel like it recharges your batteries. But I have to force myself to do that, where if Danielle didn't do that, she would be miserable because she loves her time away from work. But she also loves her work. So everybody's different.
All right.
Dandelion said she took her husband's keys away today because it's over 100 degrees and he's a roofer. And I told him, no way, not today.
Aww.
I love that. Good for you. Yeah, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh no.
What?
Dandelion says it's so hot that it was like hard to just empty the trash today.
Where's she?
I don't know where you're. I think she's on the East Coast, if I remember correctly. Peggy Norton says, I'm in the middle of moving and the AC furnace is down. It's 91 and humid in the house. Oh, Dandelions is in New Jersey. Yeah, that humidity, like, ew. We were also talking about like the cost of everything here and how high the rents are here. And Danielle's like, and my dad was like, why don't we all just live in a compound together? But we would have to move out of state to do that. And every place that you move out of is freaking humid. Or cold.
Yeah.
And like I can't even think of a place that has weather like this that I would want to go to. Like there's very few. Like
Yeah.
I don't like the humidity, man. I can stand the heat. I don't like the cold, but the humidity is no bueno. Especially if you have to wear a mask. Like, ugh.
Oh, yeah. That would be hard. Texas.
Oh, Danielle, yours is looking good. You're going way faster than me. How are you doing that?
I'm not talking.
You're not talking. All right. That's why we stay in California, says Carol Linnell. Louisiana humidity is terrible. I used to think that working for myself would be a cruise, but I've never worked harder in my whole life having my store, but it's my passion and my little world. That is the truth. Like when people say, oh, it's not work if you love what you do. No, it's still work. It's definitely still work. It's just, you just work harder because it's a different, like you do enjoy it, but man, you're still tired. It's like saying, oh, being a mom of 5 kids isn't really work if you love all your children. No, it's work. You love those kids, and that's why you do it. Yeah. But it's work. Like, don't be deceived. It is work.
Okay, let's see if that looks balanced.
Peggy Norton says, my brother is in Chula Vista and we visited last fall for 3 weeks and he brought me to your store. We slept with the windows open every night. I loved it. He was freezing, LOL. Let's see. Kentucky is the worst right now, so humid. You feel wet if you go out, but it's a beautiful state and I do love it, but humidity, nope. Bring on the fall. Gavin's here. I'm sorry, my phone was dead last night. I was on Facebook. Well, Gavin, we're happy to have you here. Do you have more clay?
Okay, so
Yeah,
now
I like it. I think it should be a little bit bigger. Just because you want more like viewing room in the middle, like just a tad bigger. I know you're not gonna want to hear me say that, but
well, I can just rearrange it a little
yeah,
bit.
just rearrange it and add a few more molds. Just push it out a little bit because the resale value will go up if you make it more functional.
Okay.
Oh, she didn't argue with me, you guys. What do you know? But she's not smiling either. Why are you so quiet, Danielle?
I don't know. Okay.
I sent Melissa the video of the space, and Melissa's dream is to have classes with a dance party. And I'm like, Melissa, it's big enough for a dance party. And she's like, yes! When can we move in?
That's what she said?
Yeah, like that's her number one. Like every time I go to look at a space, she's like, find a roll-up door for the furniture and big enough to have a dance party.
Aww.
She's so cute. Whenever we do have classes at the shop, we usually make people stay out in the parking lot because we create this beautiful patio area and it's all a big surprise and we don't want anyone seeing what we do because we have like a stage and we have props and we want, when they walk in, they come in through a curtain and we want it to be a surprise. So everybody has to wait until we're officially open and they all just kind of hang out in the parking lot. And Melissa, like whenever we do this, there's like 30, 40 women in the parking lot. And Melissa runs out into the parking lot and she warms up the crowd. Like, have you ever seen a crowd warmer?
Yeah.
She comes out, are you guys ready? Are you excited? And then she like gets them all like cheering and jumping. She's great at that. And Cobweb.
Charlene Mason says, I want to be part of a dance party.
Come on over, Charlene.
She paints, says, hey, gosh, this does feel like I'm getting to visit with you ladies. I almost said I've missed you.
We miss you, Kristen. We're glad you're here. You were so quiet. I didn't know you were even on here.
Carts and Millie says, I need a Melissa.
Everybody needs a Melissa and a Zeb. Melissa's good. Melissa's packing boxes. She's packing all the candles right now. And Ellie's making candles like crazy.
Who's checked out Ellie's website lately?
Oh yeah, Ellie's been selling her things.
Yeah, Ellie has a new website now. And it's definitely for the younger generation and the younger crowd, but she has her own website.
Super cute. Yeah.
Are we still there?
We're still here.
So,
Didn't you take us off the...
yeah, but it never works the way we think.
Why doesn't it?
Oh, Cobweb, you're awesome. Thank you for posting Ellie's website.
Oh, I love Cobweb. Cobweb, do you want to come to California and work for me? Like, seriously, if you want to move to California, I will give you a job, girl. I'm going to be hiring soon.
Yeah, so head on over to Underground Town and share with all the young kids in your life.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Vintage Sin wants to know if we're going to paint the mirror too or just paint the molds. No, I'm definitely going to paint the mirror. I want this to look very like Frenchy, vintagey, Marie Antoinette. So I think I'm going to create like this custom French blue color that I saw Zeb do where he mixed tarnished pearl with bohemian blue. And I'm going to paint the molds and the frame, and then I'm going to use a whole bunch of dark decrepit dust and just give it this cool old vintagey, chippy peely, crackly, cracked up.
It kind of looks
vibe.
like a carousel.
Yeah, it's that old like Frenchy. You know, like when we were in France and we saw that old carousel and Dion took all the pictures near it?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like that old world carnival, France, Moulin Rouge look.
Yeah. The look I'm not hip on.
You don't like that look?
Well, I mean, it just reminds me of France.
And she didn't like France, you guys. She has bad memories of France.
Sorry, guys.
You didn't like anything about France?
Nope.
Nothing?
I thought it was cool seeing the Eiffel Tower, but I wouldn't do it all over again just to see it.
You didn't like the flea markets?
No.
You didn't like the bus tour? You didn't like the artists in the streets? Did you like Monet's garden? Come on.
Debbie, that looks so much better with it wider like that on the mirror. Love, love, love.
Yeah. You didn't, who doesn't love Monet's gardens? That was amazing. Come on, you love that. All those flowers?
What I remember of Monet's gardens is you abandoning me, and I got lost for an hour, and I had to try to find you. I was all by myself.
This
So
place
I couldn't
is like,
enjoy it.
this place is so small that there's no way you can lose anybody.
I got lost.
We went into we took the tour of his house.
We
and then
didn't
you
take a
come
tour.
out-
We went in and did it all by
It's
ourselves.
like self-guided, like everybody's contained.
Yeah, self-guided, and she guided herself right on out of there and left me
I
behind.
went through it a little earlier because you guys stopped to look at the water lilies and I didn't see that part. And so then
I only went to look at the water lilies because I thought you went there.
I didn't know it was there. And then Dion and I were in the gift shop, and then we just went to the courtyard and ate lunch, and we never like left. We were right there the whole time.
know.
You just got all mad. It's like going to France with your mother.
Or like going to France with your child.
So you missed the whole Monet's garden experience because you lost me for an hour. That's what you're saying. You didn't like it at all because of that. The most amazing, beautiful, flower-filled, dreamy place in the world, and it's just all tainted because I disappeared for an hour.
It was
And
beautiful.
you were with everybody else. It wasn't like you were by yourself.
Well, Mara, sweet Mara. I love her. She just kind of hung out with me, and then so did Josie.
Yeah. So were you really that scared, Danielle? Like you guys?
I wasn't scared. I
You had
was
the
just.
keys to the van. Where was I gonna go?
I didn't have the keys to the van, and guess who was sitting in the van? You think I was gonna go out there?
Our crazy
Yeah.
criminal tour guide. Anyway, it was fun.
That would be like if I took Debbie to a hair show and asked her to have fun.
Kristen Calhoun is sticking up for you right now. I would have fun at a hair show. I love any kind of art. I would be all about watching those people do those crazy hair things.
Okay, so now should I tape this down and let it dry so we can paint it better later?
Yeah, and then you can start painting the frame. But that looks beautiful, Danielle.
Because I don't want to paint the mirror.
Well, no, you don't want to paint the mirror.
Okay.
Oh
so.
my goodness, I'm running low on battery power here. Wonder if I can plug in. Yeah, Kristen is like, Debbie, you don't understand what anxiety does. It just taints everything. It's like, Kristen, come on. Kristen, if Kristen went to France with us, she would be the first one to get lost. She is such a squirrel chaser. You don't think she would get lost, Kristen? You would be off doing things and we'd be like, where's Kristen?
Yeah, but at least she understands what it's like to have anxiety.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I bet Kristen would have liked it. Especially Monet's garden. She's such an amazing artist. She would have been like enthralled with all of the art, the whole artist village, and artists were painting right there in their little studios, like live, and there was just art everywhere. That was like probably my favorite out of everything. I loved Paris. I loved Monet's gardens. I loved Marie Antoinette's Versailles. I loved it all, man, except for the tour guide.
Except for the tour guide.
I loved being with my peeps.
You did get a little irritated at some of your peeps,
Yeah.
but I think that was
because they bailed on us and found like a secret shopping spot and then weren't coming back to get us. And I had to have a little showdown with Jamie Ray. She Paint says, thank you, Debbie. I would have loved it, but that tour guide would have made me cry with anger. I would have hurt her and then been in Paris jail. She might have been. You know what though? We were all together and it was like we were in this crazy like movie experience, kind of like what are those movies with Chevy Chase where the vacation goes really bad?
Yeah, that's what I was relating it to.
And so like when we're all piled up into the tow truck and when we're all stuck in this little cubicle in the middle of the night in some weird field waiting for some unmarked car to come pick us up and Dion starts using her mom voice, it was like...
Wait a minute, and you all know Dion. Like Dion was calm the whole time, but even Dion got a little bit upset.
But so. we loved each other and like and then after like the drama would be over, we would crack up about it. Like, is this really even happening to us? Like, oh my gosh. And the text messages, it was funny. We just had some crazy times. And we had to rent this Airbnb that we weren't expecting to rent to try and get out of the weird place that the crazy tour guide put us in. So Danielle and I found it on the Airbnb website, and it looked good, but the road to it was like, it looked like we were going out into a serial killer's land.
Well, and it was midnight.
And it was dark, and it was just like, and we're texting, because we were traveling in 2 vans, and we're like texting the other group, like, is it supposed to look like this? Are we out in the middle of nowhere? Where are we?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just kind of, I'm taping down the edges so that they don't curl up. Is that kind of what you're suggesting?
Yeah. Yes. But don't tape them so firmly that you smush them in.
No, I'm not. I'm just not letting them lift up, like the edges where they meet.
Yeah. Oh, Bohemian Ranch says she has someone who would be perfect. How does she get in touch with us? So Vintage Sin posted the number. Yes, Bohemian, call the store or email hello@diyagogo.com. Let's see. I saw another comment. Oh, Michelle Jean says get a coffee cart. Michelle, we have a coffee shop right next door, and they are super busy, and they're literally right next door, and then there's a really busy restaurant right across the street. That's the amazing thing about this area is that it's very, like, even now, it's still pretty active. Like, people are out, they're doing their thing, everybody's putting their tables out on the patio, on the sidewalk, and restaurants are busy, people are on the street, and we would just probably walk next door and get the coffee to support them. But,
oh, are you guys asking why it's taped down? Yeah, so the ends don't curl up
yeah,
while it dries. But I don't want to glue it down yet because I don't want to do the tedious painting. So I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to take them all off and paint them and then glue them down.
But you could start painting this.
Well, it's 3 o'clock.
No, it's 4 minutes till.
Yeah, I can't get it done in 4 minutes.
You could get the base coat on. Come on, man, give them their money's worth.
Oh, the whip. I like to read your comments.
All right, read the comments. I'm going to keep going because clearly, how did you do it so fast?
I don't know.
Oh. You just were not messing around.
Debbie, gotta have that top. Are you selling them?
Yes, it's on DIY a Go-Go.
DIYagogo.com. The pink little eyelet top.
It's cute and it's longer, which a lot of people like. I don't. I would prefer this top to be about this short.
What colors do they come in?
It just comes in this hot pink.
I would
it's
love
all,
it in like a sunshine yellow.
It's all cotton and it's eyelet and it's super cute and it's affordable and you can get it on DIY a go-go. And we got new cuffs. We got new leather cuffs.
So Shabalot's asking, do they always curl up? Or is it just some? Like she didn't know they did that.
No, they just kind of dry, kind of wonky like kind of like some of them curl up on the edges, but they don't dry super flush. And then you just have like, you know, like it's like slight, like, you know, when a piece of board is warped and you're trying to like, if you're trying to lay a wood floor and you have a slight warp in the board, that's what happens. And so that's why you want to tape them down so you get a nice flush adherence to your surface.
Yeah. Question. Jasmine Smith says, Debbie, how did you come up with DIY a go-go?
Oh, Danielle, why don't you tell them?
I came up with it.
She did. Tell the story.
We were all just standing around. I never come up with good names, so it's quite the shocker. But we were all standing around trying to think of a name. And I was like, oh, it needs to be like, you know, DIY on the go, like DIY, go. And then Debbie went, I love it.
No, I remember your exact words, like, well, what are you going to name it? DIY a go-go? And then me and Ellie stopped and went, yeah.
Yeah, it just went out of my mouth, and I didn't even really think about it.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, and I never do that. Like, I ponder over names. I obsess over names. I think about names. I tweak names. And then I was like, I think that's it. And then I came home and I looked up the meaning of the word a go-go. And it means to dance, the epitome of, the, like, optimalness, happy. And I'm like, that's perfect. Because I wanted to keep DIY in the name because there's DIY paint and DIY headquarters. But if I'm going to have a store that's 3 miles from my other store, it needs to be a different concept or it doesn't make sense. And so DIY a go-go, I wanted to have a different name than DIY headquarters.
So I just love that I was a part of it, and she actually liked something I thought of. So.
And the domain name was not taken, like, and that's really hard to find an actual .com that somebody else hasn't taken, and that name was totally
it was
open.
totally God, because everything would just happen really fast. It shocked me because I never have good ideas. And then the name, what it meant, and then the .com being available. So
yeah, it's good, man. It's good.
Okay, so.
Horror movie?
Wait, what? I gotta scroll back.
I don't know what the horror movie is about.
What?
Somebody was talking about a horror movie, I guess.
So Vintage Magnolia says, question, Debbie, if I email DIY a go-go, would you be prepared to send me a cuff to Australia, pretty please?
Oh, Vintage Magnolia, I would love to do that for you. Here is the thing. We do not have an automated system to send anything out of the United States, and we are so overwhelmed with our orders that it would cause all of our other customers to wait longer, and we are just working as hard as we can to get orders out in a timely manner.
And so it would probably
like you have to actually walk into the post office, fill out all this paperwork, we have to get a quote, get back to you, then you decide if you like the quote or not, because shipping is probably going to be as much as the cuff itself. And every time I've done that, I go to all this work and an hour out of my time to get the shipping quote, and then the person says, oh no, I don't want to do it. And I could just be doing that forever. And so,
and then if you do it for one, you got to do it for everybody.
Yeah, and so at some point we will add onto our website international shipping, so you can log on, you can put something in your cart, you can see up front how much it will cost for shipping, and our system will automatically do all the paperwork. But we don't want to take that on right now because I don't believe in biting off more than you can chew. So,
Sandra H. I don't know why she said what she said, but there's got to be a comment that led to this.
What?
But Sandra, why did you say that?
What?
She said Danielle is always like, I'm out of here. Maybe somebody asked why is she done?
I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. You guys know
That's
me
true.
so well. I just want to be done and go home.
So at some point we will offer that, but I just want to do it in a way that makes sense. So it seems like an easy, small thing to ask, but it's really not. And I'm so sorry. And if it were, I would do it. But it's on our list of things to do for the future.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's see. She writes, I understand. Thank you anyway. I tried on Etsy, but I don't think she got any listed ATM. I don't know what that means. But
Thank you for deleting that comment, Vintage Sin. I appreciate it. Debbie, you should order more 7-inch leather silver cuffs. They are the ones that always sold out first. We do. When we order, she sends us the popular sizes and then a range of the other sizes. Like my wrist is a super unpopular size. It's super small. And then we have people on the other end who have who need bigger sizes. So we always try and do that. And we order them. Like I've ordered them probably a dozen times. So we'll be definitely getting more. All right.
at the moment, Danielle, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh, at the moment. ATM. See, I don't know acronyms. The texting acronyms that are out there. ATM means at the moment.
Do you know
Okay.
LOL?
Yeah, lots of laugh out loud. I used to think it was lots of laughter.
I thought it was lots of love.
Lots of, yeah, but it's laugh out loud. I had to learn these things. I had to ask my kids, what does this mean? What does that mean?
Yeah. Do you know what on fleek means?
No.
It's like on point. Like if someone says your brows are on fleek, it means your eyebrows are looking stellar.
Well, I don't know what it means because I've never been told that. I'm old too, but you know, I just try to keep asking so I don't look.
There's so many like on not on Facebook, but on YouTube especially. There's a lot of kids on here, so like the little phrases get passed down or up to the older generation, and I'll see people using these terms, and I'm like, what the heck does that mean? Like, if you get canceled, do you know what getting canceled means?
Hacked? I don't know.
No, if you get canceled, it's like somebody comes out with some trash on you from your past, and then they start making videos about it, and then everybody unsubscribes to that person, and then they lose, like the big people, you know, they'll lose like 1 million followers in a day, but then they'll get the followers back because they'll do a rebuttal, and it's called the cancel culture, and there's just all these
Yeah,
terms,
I have heard
yeah.
of that, but I didn't know what it meant.
And then spilling the tea, you know what spilling the tea means?
No.
It means
the
like
bean?
gossip, and I don't
Yeah.
know how like it came
Spill
from.
the beans.
But it's more like spilling the beans means like letting the secret. Well, yeah, I guess it is like spilling the beans, but it's spilling the tea. And then there's what else is there? Goals. Like if someone says, Danielle, your red hair is goals, it means like I'm aspiring to have hair. I'm setting a goal to have hair like yours.
Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you, Yumiko. She says, Danielle, you've become a real crafter with great talent. I appreciate that so much. I do have fun now and then doing these little things, but I really like to do projects that out of a need, not out of like just like playing around. Like I'll craft out of a need, but I love to play around with hair. So I guess, you know, we just have different.
Yeah.
Everybody has their favorite area of talents. But like if I don't have money and I need something done at home, I'll craft and I'll paint and I'll do things to create what it is that I need. But I would never want to sell it because I'm way too insecure with my abilities. I would never sell anything.
Well, we're selling that. That's going to be good.
Weird world we are living in, ladies. Yes.
Totally weird. So Stephanie saw Khalif in
Oh yeah.
What's the name of that town?
Up in LA somewhere.
Not Oceanside, but Long Beach. There's a Long Beach flea market. We should go to that.
Yeah.
That's like, that could
So
be
does
fun.
he go there on certain days?
Well, apparently he was selling up there. Like, he didn't go to I went to Kobe's. We didn't see him, and he was selling.
We went
up
on Saturday, and he was in Long
and
Beach on
Stephanie
Saturday?
went to the Long Beach flea market, and she saw Khalif.
Oh.
And I'm like, what is he cheating on us?
Wow.
But yeah, I haven't been to the Long Beach flea market in a long time, and it's good. So maybe we should go there in a future episode.
They're all saying we should do a day where Debbie does hair and see how good she is.
Didn't I already make a video about that? Didn't I make a video about cutting hair?
Well,
Did I tell the story?
no. Yeah, you told the video of cutting hair, but
Yeah.
but like, you know how you're getting me to do crafts? I
Yeah.
should do a hair tutorial and have you cut hair.
Whose hair could I cut? I'll do it. Give me the scissors. I'm not afraid.
Who wants to volunteer to let Debbie cut your hair?
Who wants to be my victim?
Lolly volunteers. I will teach her.
Okay,
Then
so
I can boss her around.
what is I need to know this. I know that there's a term out there saying don't be a Karen or you're such a Karen. What is a Karen? Who's
I don't know.
Karen?
Anybody
Why do
know
people
what that
refer
means?
to people as Karen? But apparently if you have the name Karen, then you're associated with this stereotype. But you guys tell us, who is Karen? What does she do? Why is she bad? Because apparently it's not a positive thing. But
I don't know.
I
Do
don't
you guys
know
know
who
what?
Karen is because I don't have a television, so I'm totally out of the loop with
Yeah,
this.
Shabalot just said she had a friend that was just called a Karen. What is it? Like a
racist?
plain Jane maybe? I don't know.
Oh, it's Goods and Vintage Treasures is saying she's a racist, but where are they getting this from? Like, what's the reference point?
Bossy? It's been a joke on Twitter. It's a racist thing? Oh, well then we shouldn't talk about it.
Let's just drop the subject.
I thought it was like a Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
You know.
A lot of comments are getting held by YouTube because people are using the word racist, and I think YouTube has the word racist
Oh, yeah.
as a word that won't be allowed.
Okay.
So yeah, sorry to open that can of worms. I didn't know that's what it
Shabalot
was.
says that she has my jewelry frame holder thingy that I made and she loves it. So thank you. I'm
Awesome.
so glad. At least some people like my stuff.
And Maggie Fletcher says Karen is a huge thing.
Like a
Yeah,
soccer
so
mom.
yeah, I had no idea, or I wouldn't have even brought up the subject.
Yeah.
Oh, and my computer just died, how convenient. All right, so you guys, we are out of time, but I will hopefully be back tomorrow with my finished video, and if I don't get it finished by tomorrow, then it will be on Thursday, because Wednesday is another fabulous Kobe Swap Meet video, and we'll be going live from the store on Friday, and if you like my top, you can get it on DIYagogo.com. If you want to buy some clay or some molds or some paint, all of that is on DIYagogo.com, along with so many other cool things, the leather cuffs and the shoes. Here's the cute shoes that we have in a bunch of colors, super comfortable. I've been wearing them nonstop ever since they came in.
I know.
And we do have more sizes on order, so if you don't see your size, check back. There's more coming in, and some pink ones. So yeah. So I'm gonna post the video to the space that I took in our Creative Relief group. So if you're not part of that, go ask to join, it's free. And you guys can let me know what you think of the space. But we love you, and we will see you tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Wednesday.
All right. Have a wonderful day.
Have a
See you
wonderful
soon.
Monday. Bye.